If someone close to you, be it your friend or family member, is suffering from mental illness, you need to be very careful about the things that you say to them. Making insensitive comments to someone suffering from mental health illness is something you should not do. For instance, if you make a statement that implies that a person who is suffering from mental illness is mentally weak, then that statement can do a lot of harm to that individual. Sometimes you can say something without bad intentions, but the comment or suggestion can cause a lot of pain to the recipient. People suffering from mental health issues suffer a lot in silence, because of insensitive comments that people around them make. In this video, we will discuss things to never say to someone with mental illness. It is all in your head. If you tell someone suffering from mental illness that whatever they are suffering from is all in their head, and they can easily overcome it if they change their mindset, then that is a mean comment that can hurt the person. Some people think that people suffering from mental health disorders are trying to look for sympathy, but that is not true. The truth is that you can never really know what a person is going through until you are in their shoes. Please don't make such a mean comment when talking to someone who is suffering from mental illness. Come on, you are not that bad, others are going through worse. This is also a very insensitive comment that you should not make to someone suffering from a mental health disorder. For instance, telling them that so and so was involved in a grisly road accident, and both of his legs were amputated, so you are not that bad, other people are going through worse. If you have never suffered from mental illness, you can never really know what people with this disorder go through. If you knew, then you can never make such an insensitive comment. When you compare what a person with mental illness is going through with another person's problem, then it implies that you are trying to belittle their problem. That alone can cause a lot of pain to the victim. Let it go, or cheer up. This is a very common phrase that people use when talking to someone with a mental health disorder. Many people make this comment with good intentions, but they usually cause more harm than good. When you tell someone to let it go or cheer up, it is like you are trying to tell them that what they are suffering from is not serious, and they can easily let it go. When it comes to mental health disorders, you cannot just wake one day and cheer up or let everything go. The patient must go through a series of effective treatments and healing in order to overcome the problem. Change your attitude. It is very insensitive to think that someone's attitude is the main trigger of mental illness. If that was the case, then almost every individual in the world could be suffering from mental health issues because we all have had a bad day. A change of attitude will not cure mental disorders such as bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, or PTSD. More so, it is not easy for someone to just flick a switch and change their attitude. It is a process that takes time, especially considering the fact that the individual is suffering from an exhausting mental condition. I went through the same thing. It is okay to tell someone that you went through the same thing too, but it is not the best approach to tell someone who is suffering from mental illness. Although you may have gone through the same problem before, situations in mental illness vary, and it is very difficult to know what an individual is going through unless you are inside that person's head. So, although you may have suffered from mental illness before, the circumstances may be different. Sometimes this attempt to try to make someone know that you understand what they are going through may backfire, because the victim may think that you are trying to compete with them or you are trying to belittle their condition. Everything will be okay. When an individual is suffering a mental illness like depression or anxiety, the last thing they want to hear is everything will be okay. This is because they don't believe that things will be okay soon because of the pain and suffering they are going through. Of course, by saying this statement you have good intentions, however, it may not go well with a person suffering from a mental illness. The best thing to do is to listen to the person and let them pour out what is inside their mind and heart. It's part of God's plan. Making a comment like this to someone who is suffering from mental illness is very inconsiderate. Yes, we all have our own beliefs, but it will not go well when you tell a person that the pain they are going through is all part of God's plan. You need to understand that not every person resonates with your spiritual beliefs. Even if they do, they may imagine, or they don't want to imagine, that God is somehow punishing them for something they don't currently fully understand. Making such a comment may also push people who are struggling with their religious beliefs further away. What comments have you heard others use before? Share your story with us in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to hit the like button, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Spread the love and send this video to at least 2 friends or your favorite group chat. Sharing is caring after all. Be sure to hit the bell icon to stay up to date with our latest videos. Remember to be polite to yourself first, so you can be polite to others. Take care of yourself. Until next time.